My name is Klausas Thymannas. I've been doing photography for 20 years. The kind of path and career path I've taken in photography has had a lot of side turns, U-turns, bumps, speed bumps, whatever, everything. And for me, that's part of the process. I think it's really important that you don't lock yourself down as saying you're going to do one thing or another. Recently, I won the SONY World Photography Award for a fashion series I shot in Iceland. Winning that was, of course, a great honor. It's amazing. It's quite nice to get that reassurance and that pat on the back when you try and do something different within an environment that has a lot of set ways of doing things. So for the past week or so, I've been toying around with the SONY RX100 II, and I thought I'm going to be brutal to this camera and see what it really does and what it doesn't do. And I have to say it fared really well. I took it to a concert that was in the middle of it's a very dark room, and so there's lots of movement, very little light, and it kind of went back to the roots where I come from, doing a lot of concert photography. I did what most people do when they test out a new camera. I didn't read the manual, I just went out and tried it. But even so with that, I have to say it's really intuitive to use. Being me, I am incredibly impatient, like beyond belief. So one of the things you want to have when you have a camera like this, that you see something, you want to shoot it, you want it switched on in 2 seconds. This does it in less. Life hasn't passed, and if you know what I mean, you can actually shoot things you see, and I think that's really good. It's exceptional to use in low light conditions. It's a car-sized lens, and that gives you the option to shoot in really low light conditions. And for me, that was really cool. I think the screen flips 2 ways, and it doesn't actually fall down to 90 degrees on that. But so what I did, I held it upside down and shot like this and got some new angles. What I did, I set up the focus ring, so that's the zoom on the camera. And then you can like really control it very, very finely and create exactly the focus you want. And after you start using it, you kind of start to feel the lens and how it works. And very quickly, it becomes very adaptable, and it kind of becomes integrated in your fingers, how it works. So it's a very complex camera, but you can also set it up in a way where it's really simple to use. One of the things I did really have a good play around with was the panoramic function. The digital spirit level, it also works when you shoot panoramics. So that really helps guide you. So when you're doing a panoramic, that when you start shooting around here, you can keep it at a level. I mean, one could argue you could just put the camera on a tripod rather than doing it handheld, but then my tripod doesn't fit in my pocket. So this is much better. You can actually do that with the spirit level and just have this. This camera also does stuff that you can't see. There's a Wi-Fi connection. It allows you to use this as a remote camera. So you can control this off a phone. And for filming, I think that's something that could be really useful. What's interesting about photography is when you tell stories, and the camera is just a tool in that toolbox. The technicality is really something that should play out in the background. And I think what this camera does, it can give you new perspectives. Sometimes you just want to have a small little thing so you can get that angle that is very, very complicated to get. If I were to compare this to a DSLR or a medium format camera, I'd say this would be a great little backup thing to carry around. So whenever things arise and there was an opportunity to create a shot, you could pull it out, shoot, and you get something that has a professional image quality that you can use for all your needs. Just offers you that opportunity to always have a camera to hand that you get really great images from.